Bonjour, je pense que ça a marché cette fois-ci, désolé. Deuxième vidéo. On recommence. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the follow-up of one of the recent trainings I did, which was what liaison sound do I make between two words, what it's all about, why we do it, and what sounds we make when we carry across that sound. Aujourd'hui, nous allons parler de quand utiliser les liaisons. When do we actually use it? It's not between every word, as you might have picked up by now, but if you're just beginning, it's good to get into the good habit of using it in the right situation. Nous allons parler des liaisons obligatoires et optionnelles, facultatives. So we'll only cover the compulsory ones because they're number one, and then I'll talk a little bit about the optional liaisons, which are accepted but not compulsory. So you get to use two versions of the same. So I've structured it into 4 parts, and we'll start with les verbes. So when you use the liaison with les verbes, you've got a few things to keep in mind. First liaison that you have to make is between the personal pronoun, je, tu, il, elle, etc., with the verb itself. So you'll have things like ils arrivent, they're arriving, elles ont, they have, nous aimerions, we would love, or we would like sometimes. You also need to do that same liaison sound even when you use the question method of inversion. So when we switch the verb and the subject, make sure you still do the liaison. Fait-il beau chez vous? Fait-il beau chez vous? If you are watching this video, do answer that question if you understand it. Fait-il beau chez vous? So these 4 again. Ils arrivent, elles ont, nous aimerions. Fait-il beau chez vous? These liaisons you have to make. So between the personal pronoun and the verb, always make them. The next type of verb, I'm going to try and squeeze as many as I can on the board before I start again. The next type is I'm going to try. I'll let you have a think of how you'd say that as I'm writing them. I'm going to try. And he entered, or he went in. I'm going to try using futur proche, and he entered using passé composé. I'm going to try, je vais essayer, and he entered, il est entré. If you're here live, please say bonjour in the comments. Then I know I'm not speaking to myself in my lonely office. So to go over these two, we'll pronounce je vais en... No, not je vais entrer, but je vais essayer, and il est entré. These ones are optional, so you get to say je vais essayer or je vais essayer, il est entré or il est entré. Both are acceptable, but the first ones are compulsory. You have to say ils arrivent. You have to link the subject pronoun with the verb. Please tell me if you're in the chat. It's my second time trying this video, and I'm not quite sure what the tech is doing today. Très bien. So I'll keep checking for comments as I'm getting the board ready for the next lot. That was verb. Really quickly, the liaison we use with verbs, and the next category is, I need a few of these boards so I can go faster, is between the article and the noun. So focusing on nouns. When do we do a liaison? Quand est-ce qu'on fait la liaison? On fait la liaison entre un article et un nom. S'il y a un article et un nom, on fait la liaison. These ones are the first ones usually students come across. Some friends, the students, my children. Okay. Some friends, did you guess? The students, my children. Between the article and the noun, l'article et le nom, le déterminant, it's a type of article, le déterminant et le nom, on fait la liaison, c'est obligatoire. Des amis, les étudiants, mes enfants. Some friends, the students, and my children. I should stop shaking the board. Article et nom. The other time where you have nouns that you need to link with is if there's an adjective right before. So if there's an article before, these are the three we just did, and now if there's an adjective just before, which you might be wondering, why would we have an adjective just before? Well, most adjectives in French go after the noun. A red wine, we say a wine red. Un vin rouge, we put it after. But you might also know that there's a few adjectives we put before. If that one ends with a consonant and our noun starts with a vowel or a H, then you can do the liaison. You have to do the liaison, I should say. So a few examples would be if you had to say a little or small hotel, a great man, because we use the word grand for that one. And then if you use an adverb before an adjective, which I've put into this category, but they're a little bit different. When you use très or trop or plus, very, to or so, or if you do the comparative, that's the word I'm looking for, très, trop, and more. Plus and trop. I forgot to show you the answers for adjective preceding the noun. Let's go back. A small hotel, un petit hôtel. A small hospital, un petit hôpital, which is actually the example I gave you. And a great man, man is even though it's got a H, we go straight into saying un petit hôpital, un grand homme. It sounds like you're saying the word Thomas, un grand homme, because the liaison between the D and the next vowel is a T sound, and that's something I covered in the last video about what are liaisons all about, why do we use them, and what do we do with them. Now we're looking at when do we use them. So to recap, with nouns, if there's a déterminant, un article avant, like des, les, mes, anything that ends in a consonant, you're going to link that sound across. If you have an adjective that precedes a noun, which is more the exception than the rule, link it to petit hôpital, grand homme. A great man is what we call a grand homme. You can also describe them physically, a tall man. And the last one I was explaining is if you have an adjective like utile, useful, intéressant, or important, then bonjour Deborah, please comment if you're here so I can say hello, bonjour de Glasgow, en Écosse, Deborah est écossaise. If you use one of the adverbs très, plus, or trop that end in the consonant S, S, or P, you're going to drag that sound across. So très utile, plus intéressant, and then the last one is optional. Remember I said some are compulsory, some are optional. Très utile and plus intéressant are compulsory. Trop important or trop important is an optional one. So we've done nouns, we've done verbs. You will be able to rewind the video, of course, and watch it. Again, the last part are my prepositions. I have to drop lots of grammar words with you today, and I do try and avoid them as much as possible. But les prépositions are when you use words like with, for, without, chez at the place of someone, pour, for, in, on, all of those. They're all prepositions. So, on fait la liaison entre une préposition et le mot qui suit. So anything that happens, that comes after, we can link. For example, And these are my last 3 examples. So I'll say them in English and see if you can come up with the words. With her, without her, in summer, under a table. Under a table. With her, without her, in summer, under a table. And we have with her, avec elle, sans elle. Make sure you, when you link an S with the next word, it makes a Z sound. Sans elle. En été, we're practically adding an N in here. We say en by itself and then adding an N for en été. Et finalement, what did I write? I can't read inside out, upside down. Under a table. Sous une table. Under a table. Sous une table. Voilà. So to recap, some liaisons are absolutely compulsory and some are optional. Try to remember that between, I'll keep them in the same order I did them the first time round, a personal pronoun and so subject pronoun and a verb, you make that liaison. They are coming, ils arrivent. Make sure you make that Z sound. Ils arrivent. Between a structure verb like going to, try, or passé composé between the auxiliaire and participe passé, if there's a reason to do, if there's a consonant in one word and a vowel in the next, do it too. So he entered, il est entré. Optional one, that one. Then around nouns. Nouns with their article, de, les, mais, any of those, link them up with your noun. If it's a noun with one of the few adjectives that go before the verb and there's a reason to link them, do that. Un petit homme, or my boyfriend, mon petit ami, with just ami afterwards. So un petit in masculine, but still tami, un petit ami. And then preposition is the last one. When you say with her, without her, with Louise, without any words, shouldn't say Louise because that starts avec elle, with Elodie, avec Elodie, sans Elodie. Those ones, link them up between the preposition and whatever word comes after. It could be a verb, could be a noun, could be a preposition or an article. It can be any of those. Voila, voila. I wanted to hop on. I'm not sure how long it took or if it's recorded. I hope it will post. If you're here live, please tell me below. Bonjour, bonjour. I see a few of you here. I just can't seem to see the comments, which is a little bit frustrating. But I am trying, whilst in lockdown, to do a few more videos for you. J'espère que c'est utile. I hope it is useful. Ooh, there's another one. Between the verb être and anything after, c'est utile. It is useful. C'est utile. That's another one. If you use the verb être. I'm really focusing on pronunciation for all levels. So my students can be beginners all the way to advanced. And I get some similar questions when it comes to pronunciation from everybody. So it really, when you can pronounce things correctly, you can understand a lot more and your confidence to speak goes up. So it's win, 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 3 ways. So I always spend a lot of time as we have, I'm a native French speaker. All my team members are too. It's really something we work with our students very carefully on so that you can always be sure that whatever you learn in class, you can then go and use and you'll be understood when you're over there. We're not about bombarding you with lots and lots of French and 1, you can't memorize half of it, and 2, you don't have time to practice how to actually say them all. We really work on your pronunciation because we want you to also understand, and they're 2 sides of the same coin. So pronunciation is our focus. It's part of the things we really focus on at French Speak, but especially in our group. We've got a group that I started in March. No, it's March now. In January, en janvier. Oh, it's getting late. En janvier, j'ai commencé ce groupe. It's called, ça s'appelle Unlock Your French. Dans ce groupe, on pratique ensemble et en ce moment, on pratique la prononciation en particulier. So we're really highlighting pronunciation I'm sharing tongue twisters, I'm answering questions in the group, and I was going to do just the month of March. Mais nous sommes le 31 mars as I'm recording this video, and I haven't gone through my whole list of videos and trainings and tips and tricks I wanted to share. So we're going to keep going in April. Everything's a little bit out of sync here where I live and around the world, I'm sure. So we're going to keep going on pronunciation. Make sure you feel confident to speak, and I'm giving you little mini bite-sized videos as much as I can. Instead of throwing 10 tips at you, I'm trying to do little bits and then give you a way to practice it. So if you'd like to join the group, please let me know below too. I will send you the link so you can come. Otherwise, look in the search bar, and if you type unlock your French with French Speak, and then click group on the phone, or I think it's the same on the computer interface, then you can send me a little note, and then I get to just accept you in the group. So yeah, I hope you joined. Come in on the group, we do more of this, and I set lots of little mini challenges in the group. Voilà, voilà. Au revoir. I hope it's worked. J'espère que cette vidéo a marché. Et à très bientôt. Let me know if you have questions below too. Au revoir.